About a year ago, I decided to go on a journey. I wanted to start LARPing. Thought it'd be fun, but didn't really know what to start with. You know, people make gear, costumes, story, and stuff, but I was more into the camping. So I did what anybody would do, and I went online and looked up tents. Have you seen the price of those things? What the fuck? So, like any sane person, I decided I'll just build my own. Now, I could go the traditional route and just make a canvas type tent, but then you have to carry stuff in, set it up, then bring in all the supplies. This is not just a one person thing. So, let's build our own.
So here's a general idea. We're looking at making a 7-foot cart, enough space for me, a 6-foot tall guy, to have enough space, for my feet to spread out, and a little bit of room at the front just for some extra storage. Now, the bottom will just be the general wagon. This will have storage for supplies, gear, staffs, food, basically anything that I might need for a camping trip. Now, the top is going to be the sleeping area. This is going to have 3 doors on it, 1 at the front and 2 on the sides. This will open up, giving me like a 270-degree view. Be great for getting some airflow and just, a view. Now, at any given time, the top of the camper can be used as a table, kind of a bar top style. But whenever I need to, I can lift it up like a pop-up camper. The whole idea is this to give, more headroom, but also it just looks cool.
Before we start to build, materials. No, not Lowe's, but what's behind Lowe's. We're talking about pallets. We're talking about junk wood. We're talking about, wood spools from cable companies. This is going to be literally the entirety of the build. And at some point, maybe even some trash. So, to start, we need a rolling frame. This will be the storage compartment and wheels. The sleeping area will be built later, but for the frame, I just milled down some 2x4s to 1x1s. This not only saved on weight, but supplies. Now 2x4s, long enough for this, from pallets is kind of rare. So I had to be really creative with the materials I have. Now for securing it all together, I know there's better ways of doing it, but 2-inch deck screws were used for most of it and secured throughout the entire build. And I haven't had really any issues at all. For the wheels, these are just 2-foot wide wire spools with wheel hubs from Harbor Freight. I love the look and they worked really well. I have a more in-depth video on my channel about how I did this and really the troubles that went behind it, so check it out if you're interested. Now the top took way too long. I got busy in work and life, so it got kind of put off to the wayside. But it was at this point I discovered Golf Wars. and I was pumped. This kicked me into high gear, so I took it apart, stained, painted, and really slapped it back together. The cabinet construction wasn't much different from the wagon, and I can say I could have done a better job, but I was strapped for time. So all in all, I love it.
Now, some of you might go, but Gerald, this isn't historically accurate at all. Which I would turn and say, bullshit. This whole thing is made up of just wood, wheels, bearings, hinges. It's a tent on a wagon. The fact is, just because we have no information or proof that this was ever made, doesn't mean it couldn't have existed. And that's sort of what I'm going with. Now, like someone told me at one of these events, it's not about what's historically accurate. It's about what's historically possible. There's a lot of things that we don't have any sort of, physical evidence of. But the idea that this couldn't have happened seems silly.
And there you go. This project was a blast. And, besides quite a few hiccups that happened along the way, I think it was generally a success. In the next video, I want to be going over Gulf Wars and, how the cart did. Probably go over a few of the issues I had. Alright, that's it for today. Have a good one. Bye.